Every training split explained. First up, the bro split. You walk into the gym on Monday and it's chest day. You bench, you incline, you fly, you do cable crossovers until your shirt won't fit on the way out. Tuesday, you're back and it's back day. Wednesday, shoulders. Thursday, arms. Friday, legs, if you actually bother. That's the bro split. One muscle group completely destroyed, then ignored for the next 7 days. Rich Piana didn't just run the bro split, he was the bro split. The man trained arms for 8 hours straight, once, just arms, and he filmed the whole thing. He also weighed 300 pounds and was on enough gear to fail every drug test ever invented. And that's the problem. Gear means you grow from literally anything. Once a week, twice a month, doesn't matter, your body just keeps building. You're not on that, so your muscle protein synthesis spikes about 48 hours after you train and then just drops back to nothing. The bro split leaves your chest sitting there doing absolutely nothing for 5 straight days. It's not optimal, not for you. Full body. Every muscle, every session, 3 days a week. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You squat, you press, you pull, 1 exercise per muscle group and you leave. 45 minutes if you don't stop to chat. Jeff Cavaliere has been screaming about this for 15 years. Train movements, not muscles, hit everything often, let recovery be the limiter. And he's right. You're hitting your chest 3 times a week instead of once. Your legs 3 times instead of once. Per session volume is low, but weekly volume stacks up fast, and no single workout buries you. The place people mess it up, they walk in and try to do bro split volume on every single muscle at once. 8 sets of squats, 8 sets of bench, 8 sets of rows, all in one session. 2 days later, they can't move and they blame the program. Full body only works if you respect the cap. 6 to 10 hard sets per muscle per session. Leave wanting more. That's the whole point. Best split for beginners and best split when you're cutting and your recovery is already shot. Upper lower, 2 upper days, 2 lower days, 4 sessions a week, 3 rest days. Monday upper, Tuesday lower, Thursday upper, Friday lower. Done. I ran this one and I actually failed it. Not because the program is bad, it's a freaking great program. I just wasn't ready for it mentally at the time. The big lifts go first while you're fresh. Squat, bench, deadlift, row, press. And accessories pile on after. Every muscle gets hit twice a week, but you're not in the gym every single day, so your joints actually get a break. This is the split for people with an actual life. You've got a job, you've got stuff going on, your body's already complaining, and you're only 20. Upper lower respects that. You go heavy when you go, you recover hard when you don't, and you grow. It's not flashy, there's no aesthetic to it, it just quietly builds you. The Arnold split. 6 days, chest and back together, shoulders and arms together, legs alone, then you run all 3 again. Every muscle hit twice a week. Every session, 90 minutes minimum. The trick was antagonist pairing. You bench, then you row, then you incline, then you pull up. While your chest works, your back recovers. While your back works, your chest recovers. Blood floods the entire upper body and won't leave. Arnold called it the pump and said it was better than coming. He wasn't entirely wrong. It's the bro split with a brain. Higher frequency, better pumps, way more weekly volume per muscle. But it's 6 days. You miss one and the whole rotation collapses. You skip food once and you feel it for 3 workouts. This isn't a beginner split. You need the work capacity to actually handle 90-minute sessions 6 days a week. Most people don't have that. The ones who do, grow fast. That's 4 down. The next one is the split I actually run. And after that, there's one nobody talks about that might be the most intelligent program in this entire video. Push, pull, legs. Push day, you train everything that pushes. Chest, shoulders, triceps. Pull day, everything that pulls. Back, biceps, rear delts. Leg day, your legs. Then you do it all again. 6 days a week if you're committed, 3 days if you're not. This is the split I run. Me, 4 years in and I'm not switching it. Jeff Nippard plugged PPL into every meta-analysis, every volume study, every frequency comparison he could find, and it kept winning. The reason is simple. Your muscles already work together. Your bench is already hammering your triceps. Your row is already crushing your biceps. Grouping them isn't redundant, it's just efficient. And on the 6-day version, you hit each muscle twice a week, which is exactly where the research says hypertrophy happens. If you have no idea what to run PPL. It scales, it progresses, it's hard to mess up. The only catch? Leg day comes around twice a week now. I hate leg day. You probably hate leg day. Doesn't matter, it's there, twice. Deal with it. Power hypertrophy, upper lower, 4 days a week. Monday, upper power. Heavy bench, heavy row, 3 to 5 reps, long rest. Tuesday, lower power. Heavy squat, heavy deadlift. Wednesday, off. Thursday, upper hypertrophy. Same muscles, 8 to 12 reps, shorter rest, chasing the pump. Friday, lower hypertrophy, same deal. Every muscle gets 2 completely different stimuli per week. One heavy day drives your strength numbers up, one volume day drives your size up, and they feed each other. The heavy days make the volume days feel easier, the volume days make the heavy days more productive. Most people don't even know this one exists because there's no famous guy screaming about it on YouTube. But if you want the benefits of both strength and size work without committing to 5 or 6 days, this is actually a freaking smart way to program it. 4 days, every muscle twice a week, 2 different rep ranges. Simple. StrongLifts 5x5. 2 workouts. Workout A, squat, bench, barbell row. Workout B, squat, overhead press, deadlift. You alternate them 3 days a week, and every single session you add weight. 5 pounds upper body, 10 lower. That's it. Mehdi put this on a free app and it became probably the most downloaded beginner program ever made. And it works because beginners don't need complexity. They need to show up, add weight, and repeat. The squat is in every session because squatting frequently when you're new builds the pattern faster than anything else. The catch, people run this for way too long. Past 4 to 6 months, adding weight every session stops being possible and the program runs out of road. At that point, you move on. Most people either quit before they get there or keep grinding it past its expiry date and wonder why nothing is moving. It's a starting point, not a life sentence. Mike Mentzer, bodybuilder, philosopher, absolutely convinced he had figured out training while everyone else was wasting their time. His whole thing was this: you don't need volume, you don't need frequency, you need one set, taken to complete muscular failure, and then you go home and recover for a week. One set, full failure, once a week. He called it heavy duty and spent years arguing with anyone who disagreed, which was basically everyone. Then he died in 2001. Then the internet found his videos 20 years later, chopped them into shorts, and now there's a whole generation of gym guys convinced that training twice a week for 20 minutes is the optimal approach. And look, Mentzer wasn't stupid. The argument that most people overtrain and under-recover is genuinely valid. Recovery matters more than most beginners think. But one set to failure, once a week, for a natural lifter in their 20s is leaving so much growth on the table it's actually insane to think about. The reason his stuff blows up is because people want the answer to be less work. Everyone wants to hear that they can do less and grow more. Sometimes that's real. Most of the time, it's just cope. German volume training. 10 sets of 10, same weight, 1 minute rest. You pick one exercise, you do it 10 times, rest a minute, do it again 10 times, rest, repeat, until you've done 10 sets of 10 reps. Then you move to the next exercise and do it again. Charles Poliquin brought this over in the 90s, and it spread because the concept is almost stupid in how simple it is. Do an enormous amount of work, give the muscle enough time to recover, grow. The sessions are brutal. Not fun brutal, genuinely horrible. Legs shaking, staring at the ceiling, questioning every decision you've ever made brutal. You do 10 sets of squats, and by set 6, the weight that felt easy on set 1 feels like a completely different weight. That's the mechanism. Accumulated fatigue is the whole point. Volume drives hypertrophy, and GVT is volume taken to an almost unreasonable extreme. The catch is, you can't run it on everything at once, or you'll fall apart completely. Pick 1 or 2 muscle groups, run it for 4 to 6 weeks, eat aggressively to support it, and don't be surprised when things you've never felt sore before are sore. It works, it's just horrible. And honestly, for some people, that's the whole appeal. So that's all 8. Here's the only thing that actually matters. The best split is the one you'll actually run for 2 years without switching every time you watch a new video. Rich Piana, Arnold, Wendler, none of them program hopped. They pick something and beat it into the ground. Pick one of these, eat well, sleep well, add weight to the bar. Come back in a year, you won't recognize yourself. The guy who likes walking is going to walk a lot further than the guy who just likes the destination.